Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Jack. Jack of all cards? Is that what we say?
Trades. Jack of all trades.
Everybody okay? Yes? Our
Yes,
last.
yes.
And we
Good
have
to
a bad
see
word.
you, Mary. Very good to see you. What? Sorry? Someone was going to say something?
Oh no, I was
Yeah,
gonna
Jack?
we
say
don't care.
we have really bad word. We have bad Lord. Maybe that also will hurt the connection.
I couldn't I couldn't hear that.
That's okay. Yeah, no, there's something wrong with the internet, but we can
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah, you guys can hear me? Okay, so that's good because I thought it was just my internet. 'Cause I know my internet's a little bit like blah, 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 but I know that is we're gonna do it. So that's wonderful. What we're gonna do today is, remember we talk about so many times in Buddhism about intention. So intention is very important. So actually, I've said that a few times, and I think people would like have a almost make me go out of the Buddhist world because I simplify the Buddhist path as being a path of transformation of intention, right? But if you think about it, if you understand cause and effect, that is actually what we are trying to achieve. Because if we change our intention and we understand that intention is what is going to move our minds, and if it is moving our minds, therefore is going to move our body, and therefore is going to move our speech, right? Because the speech and the body are kind of like consequences of our minds. Therefore, everything that we like, every intention that we have is the beginning, the spark of our actions of body, speech, and mind as well, right? So that is why the mind training teachings of the Buddhist path, they are what we call, they are taught in when we talk about in the Lamrim, in the graduate path to enlightenment, they are thought, you teach them or you learn about them when you are talking about the greater motivation, the motivation of bodhicitta, that wish to develop yourself, right? That wish to really completely purify your own mind and completely develop all your good qualities so you can become the best vessel to benefit others. Because if we have, you know, like dissatisfaction, if we are feeling dissatisfied, if we are feeling that something is lacking, if we are always with that kind of like mental states, a little bit of like, anger, frustrations and things like that, it's going to be very hard to be able to fully help others because we're going to be actually worried about how to fulfill that, right? To kind of like get away from those negative aspects and experiences we have. Let's be honest here. That's what it is. No, when we have something in our minds, it's hard for us even to concentrate because we are like thinking about ourselves and the things we have and all of that. So we are not really concentrating on others so easily. Let's put it like that. Because we are focused on solving our problems. So the Buddhist path is let's solve completely our problems first so we can be, absolutely empty. Not emptiness, but empty of problems. Okay. So we can actually have, more space to help others. So then this space is not like empty as well of nothing. We become robots. So we don't suffer. So then we become robots. Not like this. But actually, this empty, that space that we open for not focusing only on our problems, means that we're going to transfer, or turn our attention into helping others. And therefore, we're going to need to fill that space with tools. with qualities that will make it possible for us to accomplish that wish to help others to be happy and to be free from suffering, right? So that is really the idea, that we can actually develop what we say, all of those good qualities, right? With that intention to see, I want to achieve that for myself because I understand my own suffering, and therefore I want to help others to achieve the same thing, right? So bodhicitta is an intention that is a transformation, completely transformation from the intention, the autopilot intention that we have right now, which is mainly a selfish, right? Motivation means my happiness before anyone's happiness. My happiness is the only one that matters in the world, you know? My raisins, that's the most important thing, you know? If I don't have my raisins, then no happiness, you know? So what happens is that we really start to transform it. And that transformation is what these teachings were about, right? We started to transform it, realizing that acting and acting and reacting in the way that we are normally used to, an eye for an eye, or, you know, just kind of like speaking badly about others, or wanting to have revenge, and all of those ideas that normally pass through our minds, even though we don't feel like that because we are spiritual people and we're very holy and we don't feel these things, you know. But there's kind of like thoughts and ideas that are normally our, as I say, spontaneously arising in our minds without any effort, right? Those are considered what we call the autopilot, you know, just our automatic responses. And therefore, what we try to see with the eight verses of thought transformation is, because today I was giving teachings on eight worldly concerns, so that's why I came out with worldly concerns for another teach. So the eight verses of mind training, what we are trying really to achieve and to transform were these reactions. So for us to be able to transform these reactions, we need to first, because in Buddhism, it's not about the reaction or the action, the outside action, it's about the mind. Remember? So it's not about just pretend that we are fluffy and nice and speak softly and okay, yes, like this, not like this, okay? That's not Buddhism. That's not Dharma. Actually, Dharma is about transforming your mind, your intention, not wanting to harm others, right? That is already the basis of Karuna, as His Holiness always says. That is the basis of the intention, to not really wanting to harm others. But the Mahayana intention, this bodhicitta intention that we are warriors, Buddhist warriors. So we don't want just not to harm others. We want to help them, right? And for that, for us to be skillfully be able to help others, we need to develop our minds. Yes, we need to achieve enlightenment. That's what it is. Sandra, Brian, you guys have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. I
Yes,
tend to be pretty simplistic, and I'm wondering if for me, I like to depend on tools, and the tools that I am thinking of using and that I've heard before is to imagine within me is a white dog and a black dog. And the whole process is feed the white dog. Of course, the
Yes.
white dog is representing love, compassion, all of those things, and then the black dog is representing, all the incorrect thinking
Yes.
and negative stuff. Now, this is, I guess, not a Buddhist teaching or something. Is this? I mean, I'm just trying to bring a tool to focus my awareness.
Very good.
And then
Very good. Very good. Very good, Brian. Thank you so much. This is very good. Yes, we could say in very kind of like in the way you put it, we in Buddhism, we would say that we normally focus on two main ways or methods, okay, to find happiness and to find elimination of our suffering, okay? And what you just described is a way, but is the temporary way. Why is it temporary? Why? Because what we are doing is that we are dealing with the negative dog, having to deal with it. So we spontaneously, without any effort, we feed the negative dog, right? Without really, if we are not really conscious, we normally what we do is that we feed the negative dog, right? The black dog, right? So that is one aspect. But not only that, we forget, or we need to make an effort to feed the positive one, right? So then it becomes more and more we do it, the more and more we start to slowly and less feed the negative one, and we try to feed the positive one. That's what he's talking about. That's great. That is one of the methodologies of the Buddhist idea as well, you know, to increase and develop positive emotions and positive mental states, and to decrease and eliminate, you know, as much as possible, to decrease, I'm going to use this word first, the negative emotions, right? However, the Buddhist path goes a little bit beyond, right? It goes in the idea to say, we want to eliminate the black dog and the white dog. What? How do you mean you want to eliminate the black dog and the white dog? Well, first I want to eliminate the black dog because I don't want to have to experience and to make that conscious effort all the time to say, no, I should not breathe, like should not feed the white dog. No, the black dog doesn't exist at all. So I don't need to worry about it. Right? That is the Buddhist kind of like first idea. And the second is eliminating the white dog in the sense of the white dog only exists because there is a black dog. So imagine that we only are, right? We only are love, we are compassion, we are all of this. We are not feeding anything because actually our pure essence is already that, right? So we eliminate these things and we just allow these to manifest purely. So that is the idea in that way of Buddhism. So Buddhism enlightenment means in some ways eliminating, you know, the negativity, the black dog, and in some ways eliminating the condition or the conscious, the need for an attention to feed the white dog. I don't have to like think about it. I'm just, you know, being and manifesting that. Does it does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes. So that is a very good idea what you said, because it is the beginning, is it, and the mind training and these teachings, it's exactly about that, right? So the mind training about decreasing, you know, the negative emotions and decreasing, like as we saw in the different verses, like don't react, you know, don't kind of like, you know, when we are among others, see yourself as the lowest, you know. If someone goes and kind of like speaks bad of you, you don't speak bad at them, right? All of these means not feeding don't feed the black dog and feed the white one, right? But if we do it just with that intention of having in that moment, you know, that kind of like, just don't feed the negative one or don't feed the positive one and feed the positive one, we're always going to be in this. So what we are trying to do, and especially with the last verse, is to say, when you are doing that, okay, when you are doing this and really stop feeding the black dog and feeding the white one, try to have the intention to be completely free from the black dog. Try to create the cause and the wish in your mind to be completely free of the black dog, and to literally be the white dog, let's say like this, okay? Because then that will create the causes for you one day to achieve that.
Ah,
Do you understand? Because it's just
yes.
cause and effect. If I actually create the wish to do that, then I will eventually, arise that, get there.
Ah,
So that is a little bit the kind of like the subtleness of these teachings and of the Lojong. Because the moment that I actually use those temporary ways of decreasing and increasing, but if I use it with this mind of wanting to completely eliminate and completely, be the love and the white dog in that way, I will eventually achieve that. But what it needs to be there for us to do that is the part of I am doing that so I can help all sentient beings. So what I'm trying to do here, what is the most important is that why am I doing that? Is because I want to help others to also do these two ways. Feed their white dog and stop feeding the black dog, right? And help them to eliminate this. You understand? That is becoming my goal of life.
it's helpful.
Not only for myself.
Yeah.
And guess what? The moment that I start doing that, aiming for do that, for not only myself, but for others, then I will achieve what I actually want. Right? Because what I'm going to have to eliminate in that process is that selfish mind, which is the basis where the black dog or the bad dog comes up. The more I engage my mind into helping others and to wanting to be of more benefit for others and having more tools and more wisdom and more compassion and more, that's why I say unconditional, unlimited love and compassion towards others. The more I do that, the more I purify myself to do it, guess what? The more I actually achieve my aim of eliminating, the black dog to arise, and the more I actually achieve those qualities so I can help others. Does it make sense, Brian? Does it help?
Yeah.
Does it help? Yes?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
definitely. Thank you.
Okay. No, thank you. This is a very good a good kind of like example, because it's very easy to understand, and I like these symbolism, It's very nice.
Yes.
It's very nice. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. Bob wants to say something. Wait, Bob, we can't hear you. Wait.
Bob's on mute.
Let's see if he can unmute himself first. We can see you very well. Yes.
Ah,
So easy to understand, but not for the faint of heart.
I'm gonna send you a song, that from when I was younger, I used to listen a lot to Coldplay, I really like it, Coldplay. And there's a song that say, nobody said it was easy,
Right.
That is that is the song. Nobody said it was easy, okay? And you're completely right. It is not. But as I keep saying, the more we do it, the warmer our minds, and the more kind, and our relationships change, our life changes, we start to change, so it becomes easier as well in many ways, right? It doesn't become so much, as Brian like perfectly said, is like I need to forcefully not not feed the black dog, and really kind of like decide to that kind of like constant, almost like like, oh, I need to be aware to not do this and to do this. So here it becomes more each day easier, more flowing, gentle, automatic, right? And then we just like la 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 la. Then life becomes like this. Then no need to think. Just like it just slide. Remember I talk about the water slide? It's like that. So we just slide into the goodness as well, our own goodness. So, but you're right, Bob. It is, that's why I call you guys warriors, Dharma Buddhist warriors, you know, warriors of the heart and the mind. That is what you guys are, because you're trying and you're wanting to change. So that is the idea. Okay. So today I had this idea for us to try to do, but I don't know if I'm thinking about doing it. But there is this very nice practice which is called a practice from Chenrezig. Chenrezig is the emanation or the representation of the compassion of all the Buddhas. Okay. So the Buddha of compassion, we say that Chenrezig is the name of the deity or that image that represents the quality of compassion in Tibetan. Okay, so that image, we can say that we can see it in different levels. So we can say that compassion is like the motor or the driving force of the bodhisattva, the person that wants to achieve enlightenment. Yes. So we can visualize it in that way, but we can visualize compassion also as the unlimited compassion of the Buddha. Does it make sense? Everything is compassion, but it's different. You know, we have the unlimited compassion of the Buddha, which is also represented by Chenrezig, and we have the compassion that is the training in compassion, so we can achieve, let's say, that unlimited compassion. Does it make sense? That is also manifested or represented by Chenrezig. Are we there? Yes, you guys, are we communicating?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
we are.
So that is important because, you know, Chenrezig is that beautiful at the center, for those that are in the center, on top of His Holiness throne, there's an image
me-
of Chenrezig, right?
You want me to get it?
No,
You
I
want me
think
to put it in the
maybe,
camera? Okay.
no, maybe I can actually try to find, or maybe you can try to find an image online, Bob, or I can try to find it, and then I can share. But I think on the thing it has, let me check. Yes. Okay. So let me share the screen. There you go. Can you see it?
Not yet. There
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
There it is.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, the manifestation of Chenrezig, 1,000 arms Chenrezig. Why it has, you know, 1,000 arms? Well, actually, because it represents the innermost wish to achieve, you know, or to help others, right? So each arm is kind of like in all the different directions, saying everybody is under the hands or the protection of Chenrezig. And there is an eye saying, I'm keeping an eye on you, right? So that is the idea. That is really the idea of Chenrezig, to really kind of like represent that unconditional and unlimited source of compassion. And why it has 11 heads, right? Because they are also looking at all the sides, all the different directions, as we say, okay? So all the heads are representing that idea that we are looking to all the directions, you know? So we can see that nobody, it goes like out of the gaze, the compassionate gaze of Chenrezig, okay? And then we have at the top, the last one, or the almost last one, we have a little kind of like funny face, you know? It's like a different, that is not so harmonious as the last one. This one over here, you see it? Yes, this one. Why?
Yeah.
Because this represents the idea that compassion doesn't mean just being fluffy and nice and, you know, and only, you know, soothing and, as I say, speaking calmly and yes, and I'm very compassionate to everybody. Not like this, okay? Sometimes you need to be wrathful. You need to be really rah, you know, because sometimes people don't listen, you know, and you need to really put them rah, so you can help them, okay? So that is the idea of that mind. So the idea of doing a practice like this is for us to start really putting not only as a mental understanding, you know, like kind of like just a like, oh yes, I understand it mentally or all of that, but we try to bring it a little bit down to our own experience. And we try to, as we did, especially this week, I think some of you did the tongue land meditation, right? And the tongue land meditation is a little bit that idea that we try to take all of that problems and that suffering, and we try to give it away, right? To give the qualities of the compassionate, to give the qualities of bodhicitta to others. And that is not that we kind of like, we are doing it, you know, to actually help others directly only, but we are mainly doing this to, and I don't even know how to pronounce this word. Jack, how do we say this word?
Annihilating.
Annihilating the demon of the self-cherishing mind. Means we are trying to really eliminate, as I said to Brian, right? As I said to Brian, the self-cherishing mind is the mind that actually doesn't allow us to really, you know, have that compassion, that like unlimited like compassion towards others, because we are just thinking about me, myself, and I, right? So that's what we want. And that is why this practice is done in some ways on the basis of the 8 verses. So it's a way to transform the mind into that bodhicitta motivation, which is, so the mind of bodhicitta is the counter effect, is the direct antidote to the selfish, self-cherishing mind, right? What is the mind of self-cherishing? It's just me, myself, and I, and just me wanting to be happy, and just me wanting to be free from suffering. The mind of bodhicitta is every sentient being wants to be happy and wants to be free from suffering, and I want to help them to achieve that. Right? Does it make sense? Yes?
Yes,
So
it does.
for us to really do that, you know, we really try to incorporate that in our minds. We try to do that in our lives, you know. So doing these practice kind of like helps us to really familiarize our minds. It's like, you know, embed our minds with these 8 verses and really, you know, try to apply them in our, yeah, in our daily activities. So for it to be used for these teachings and these practices to be really able to not stay only as an intellectual understanding, and for us to bring that bodhicitta mind to our daily lives, we need to familiarize ourselves to it, right? That's what meditation is. Remember, the definition of meditation is familiarization. So we need to familiarize ourselves with this. So just understanding intellectually, it doesn't create the necessary familiarization, because we are just using, you know, the conceptual mind. So here we are trying to go beyond the conceptual mind. We are trying to experience it without the conceptual mind of, like, you know, of the logic and understanding. We are trying to use that logic and understanding as a basis to bring it to an experience from the heart. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Yes? So that is the
Yes.
idea, and the really understanding, you know, what a sadhana, what a practice, a Buddhist practice means. We need to have that understanding, because can you imagine, it's based on the 8 verses. So if you haven't heard about the 8 verses, it's going to be a bit complicated for you to be able to do it. So you need to have that first type of development, you know, of your own, of the understanding of the philosophy of the teachings. Then we contemplated, you know, you guys thought about it, think about it, discussed about it, all of this, and now we're going to familiarize ourselves with that insight, you know, with that understanding that we got from it. Okay, so that is a little bit what we're going to try to do today. Okay, so that is very what is so important. We're going to do what we call different visualizations. And why these visualizations are different than me just visualizing myself as Mickey Mouse, right? Because it is that I cannot become Mickey Mouse, but I can become a Buddha, right? I actually can. It's possible. I can become a Buddha. It's based in reality. Is if I create the real causes and conditions, I can become it, right? So that is the idea. That we're gonna visualize something that we can achieve and get inspired by that quality of Chenrezig being that manifestation of unconditional compassion towards all, so we can be inspired to develop that within ourselves as well. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Or I'm going too
Yes.
fast? Yes?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So that is what we're going to try to do. Okay? So today is going to be a more experiential teachings and not just like blah, blah, blah teachings. Okay? Even though I already spoke blah, blah, blah for 35 minutes. So let's try to do. Okay? Let's really try to do this. So preparation, let's try to really for a few moments just sit down, in a comfortable posture. So you can, really, you can close your eyes if you want, you can keep your eyes open, but don't worry about the practice. Like I'm gonna guide us, so you don't need to read or anything like this. Just try to really take the advantage of using, this opportunity that you're having right here and right now to just relax the body first. Trying to check if there's any tension in the body and just simply relaxing it. And we try to then generate, a real intention for doing this motivation, for doing this meditation, for doing this practice. And we understand, or we start to understand, that maybe the autopilot or our actions and reactions that we commonly have, the habits, patterns, they are misleading us towards our ending basic goal and purpose in life, which is to be happy, a lasting, peaceful, always present type of happiness, and to be completely free from any dissatisfaction, pain, suffering. So this autopilot and habitual tendencies, patterns, they are not helping us. But it's because we are confused. But now we have found these incredible teachings that can help us to really direct our minds towards methods and towards wisdom that can help us to really achieve the elimination of the dissatisfaction, the pain, the suffering, and that can really allow us to manifest that peaceful, lasting type of happiness within ourselves. But that is not enough, because even if I can find that and achieve that lasting happiness and freedom from suffering, everything that I enjoy, everything that I experience in this life is dependent on others. Other people, other beings that very kindly help me, support me in so many ways. And if we look, we can actually realize that we are exactly the same in wanting to be happy, to have lasting, peaceful, inner happiness, and wanting to be free from suffering, from dissatisfaction, from pain. We are exactly the same in wanting that. So try to really establish that for a moment. Thinking about people that you like, people in your family, friends, and even strangers. And that you can realize that they also want that. So based on that, instead of just looking to achieve that lasting, peaceful happiness for myself, I want to develop myself, my qualities, so I can help support others so they can find that for themselves. So in order to do it properly, I need to first do it with myself. I need to find lasting, peaceful happiness within myself and eliminate all my negativities, pain, dissatisfaction. And that is called Buddhahood, enlightenment. So really try to ingrain your mind into this wish. I want to achieve this enlightened mind to help all of these beings that are suffering just like me. And what is blocking me to be able to do it is my selfish mind and my negative habits, especially my anger, my attachment, my pride. Those mental states that don't allow me to turn my focus to help others. So for that reason, we're gonna ask for inspiration from the emanation of the quality of compassion, of unconditional compassion that all the Buddhas have in the format of Chenrezig, 1,000 arms Chenrezig, made of white light, having 1,000 hands around it, 11 heads, this is the body that wants to help others and developed these features to help others. So we try to really develop that beautiful visualization of this white light of Chenrezig, and from its heart, this very strong white light, full of love and compassion, touches us, entering through our crown, passing through our throat, and landing in our heart. And while we go from each verse, we try to just solve those blockages that are not allowing us to really develop what each verse is trying to help us to develop. So we start with this continuing this visualization of this white nectar-like light entering through our crown, passing through our throat, landing in our heart. So we are determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all sentient beings who are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel. We shall hold them most dear at all times. So we visualize this white light purifying, eliminating these blockages, especially those that prevent us from holding others most dear, and helping us to develop loving, compassionate bodhicitta, which holds others most dear. When in the company of others, we shall always consider ourselves the lowest of all, and from the depths of our hearts hold others dear and supreme. So we visualize this white light coming from Chenrezig heart, entering through our crown, purifying our speech, landing in our heart, and purifying all of the blockages, especially those that prevent us from considering ourselves the lowest of all, and from holding others dear and supreme. That pride mind. And it helps us to develop loving, compassionate bodhicitta, by which we consider ourselves the lowest of all and hold others dear and supreme. Vigilant the moment a delusion appears in our mind, endangering ourselves and others, we shall confront and avert it without delay. So really try to visualize those white lights coming and entering through our crown, passing through our throat, and landing in our hearts, purifying, eliminating all our blockages, especially those that prevent us from confronting and averting delusions the moment they appear. And we see it helping us to realize the loving, compassionate bodhicitta mind, and then help us realize the correct view, which automatically extinguishes all delusions. Whenever we see beings who are wicked in nature and overwhelmed by violent negative actions and suffering, we shall hold such rare ones dear, as if we had found a precious treasure. So we visualize that incredible nectar, those incredible white rays of light from the heart of Chenrezig, and entering through our crown, our throat, landing in our own heart, purifying all our blockages, our obscurations, especially those that prevent us from holding wicked sentient beings dear and supreme. But not only this, it also helps us to develop that loving, compassionate bodhicitta mind, which holds wicked sentient beings as dear as a precious treasure. When out of envy, others mistreat us with abuse, insults, or the like, we shall accept defeat and offer the victory to others. We really try to receive those white rays of light entering through our crown, passing through our throat, and really landing in our hearts. Purifying, clearing all blockages, especially those that prevent us from accepting defeat and offering the victory to others. And it helps us to develop the perfect antidote of loving, compassionate bodhicitta mind, which accepts defeat and offers the victory to others. without any pain. When someone whom we have benefited and in whom we have great hopes give us terrible harm, we shall regard that person as our holy guru, as our holy teacher. So we visualize those beautiful white rays of light, light rays, entering through our crown, passing through our throat, and landing in our own heart. She becomes also full of light and cleared of all obscurations, problems, especially those that prevent us from seeing beings who harmed us as our holy teachers. And it also helps us develop that loving, compassionate bodhicitta mind, which enables us to see harmful beings as our gurus. In short, both directly and indirectly, we offer every happiness and benefit to all our mothers. We shall secretly take upon ourselves all their harmful actions and suffering. So we see those beautiful white light rays really entering through our crown, passing through our throat, landing in our heart, making our hearts shine stronger and stronger, becoming pure, clean from all obstacles, blockages, especially those that prevent us from offering every happiness and benefit to all our mother sentient beings, and secretly taking upon ourselves all their harmful actions and suffering. Clears away that, and it helps us to develop, replace it with the loving, compassionate mind of bodhicitta. Which easily, completely offers all the happiness and benefit to others, and gladly accepts all their harm, actions, and suffering. Undefiled by the stains of the superstitions of the 8 worldly concerns, may we, by perceiving all phenomena as illusory, be released from the bondage of attachment. So like a waterfall, really cleaning our bodies. We imagine these light rays completely purifying our body, speech, and mind, landing in our heart and increasing our own bodhicitta intention to benefit others. And with that, we're gonna chant a few mantras of Chenrezig by visualizing that now that we have a pure heart of enlightenment, a pure heart of bodhicitta, that loving, compassionate mind reaches out to soothe, to eliminate, decrease the sufferings of all sentient beings. So from our own heart, all of these rays of light goes out and touch others, helping them the same way that we've been helped by Guru Chenrezig. So for those that don't know, the mantra is on the screen and we can chant a few mantras together. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. And we visualize as that all that light rays coming from our own heart and that Chenrezig with its 1,000 arms becomes a bowl of white light and really comes down from through our own throats, through our own crown, our own throats, landing in our hearts and really staying there with us all the time, reminding us of our potential to benefit all sentient beings. So really try to dedicate the energy that we created from this practice to really, really be able to develop that incredible bodhicitta motivation, the bodhicitta mind within ourselves, so we can help others to develop that bodhicitta mind within themselves. And we dedicated all of these 4 months, 4 months of incredible sharing, talking, discussing, maybe learning, that we can use that to guide our day-to-day lives, our interactions and relationships with others. So we can be a source of love and compassion in these difficult times. And we especially dedicate because without our teachers, we would never be able to be here and to learn about these teachings. So we develop a compassionate mind towards them, wishing them to have a healthy, long life, especially the emanation of compassion, the emanation of bodhicitta, the human emanation of Chenrezig, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And we develop, the same wish for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche to come back, having all of the necessary qualities, all the necessary resources to also be an embodiment of that bodhicitta mind, helping us and all sentient beings. And we dedicate all of these efforts that we have done these months for all the suffering, pain happening in the world right now. All the wars, conflicts, famine, thirst, all the sickness, illness, all of the difficulties, political, economical, environmental, all of them to be pacified by ourselves and others, by them, ourselves and others, developing the bodhicitta, compassionate, loving mind in our own minds, in our own hearts. It's the only way to eliminate all that suffering. And we finally can make any specific dedication for people that have asked us to dedicate for them, or people that we know that are in situations of sufferings, or even animals, or anyone who we would like to send that love and compassionate, enlightened bodhicitta mind to them, bodhicitta energy to them. And I dedicate to all of the people in the Thubten Kunga Ling Center, especially all of the people that have been so kind to all of these 4 months, all of the volunteers, all of the students, everybody who have been coming, every single person. Dedicate for that. So we can open our hearts and open our eyes. And thank you very much. Thank you so, so much for being here, for doing these practices.
Well, Calvin.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for doing this practice and really continue, acting, thinking, speaking with bodhicitta. Okay? Don't forget that. Ever, ever, ever. So I see you in
November 4th. Greatly anticipating
November.
getting together. Have a safe and fabulous trip. Thank you
Yes.
very, very much.